What going on, everybody? Welcome to Popcorn Punchups, where Lawson picks the art house CES films ever, and I pick
picks
awesome
bullshit.
action films.
Ryan picks the movies with the most predictable endings possible.
Passion. Superheroes. Look, I just put one foot forward, just like everyone else, mate.
That's what makes me human.
Yeah, it does.
During the week, for everybody else, Reimann sent me a scene from Superman where he's like, I make mistakes and I keep going and that's what makes me human. And he's like, this scene got me so good. And I was like, this is the only scene I sort of rolled my eyes at because it's so transparent and stupid. So yes, you and I are very different.
Oh yeah, we are. But what's been happening?
It's been a big week. It's been quite a negative week. I don't want to go into it.
Fair enough.
It's not going to bring the right mood to the pod, if I'm honest.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, well, my week's just back into hecticness, so, you know. Yep. So let's get into movie news. And so we've got Five Nights at Freddy's number 2, because remember the first one?
We hated it.
Yeah. I was going to say it was better than I was expecting.
We both gave it a 1.
It was a 1.
It was a 1. We both literally won. I've got it written down.
I have no connection to the games or anything. No. So it's probably...
But those who really liked it, because students all the time are like, have you watched Five Nights at Freddy's? And I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. And they're like, oh, but it's so good. Yeah, look, if you understand the IP and you know all the references and shit, I'm sure it's great. But for us, outside looking in, it's fucking not entertaining at all. But
something that we did... of course they are. Something that we did both enjoy, which was Evil Dead Rise.
Yes.
From memory.
Yes, we did. Do you want to know what we gave it?
I reckon it was 4s.
3.5 and 3.75.
Okay. Well,
it's pretty good though.
The new Evil Dead is called Evil Dead Burn, has officially started shooting.
Sweet.
So it's looking for a summer 2026 release, which would be winter for us.
Fabulous.
So it'd be late 2026.
Yeah. Do you know who's at the helm?
I'm just looking at it now.
What's it called, sorry?
Evil Dead Burn, it is called.
Burn. Okay.
They're throwing Sam Raimi's name around, but I don't think the film is being directed by a French filmmaker, Sebastian Vinacek. So apparently his recent horror ones were, he had a cult hit spider horror called Infested. Sounds horrid. And
not a lot else.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird choice, but we'll see.
No, who knows?
Surprised they didn't keep the same director, but whatever.
Yeah, but Sam Raimi wrote it still, so he's still one of like the listed writers. That's good.
Yeah, we'll see. And then we've also got the new, some more footage of the Predator Badlands. So in the newest trailer, we get to see the team up between the android and also the Predator. I'm trying to be diplomatic with this one. I don't want to come in with bad expectations because I don't know, seeing the Predator as like a smaller against something else. Normally the Predator is like the big bad. I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh look, I don't have any opinion on it. It looks ridiculous, but besides that, I'm not connected to the Predator series.
And it's weird seeing them. It's weird seeing their faces already because normally, you never see their faces.
Yeah. That's part of the fear factor.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. And it's looking like we now have Kevin Finge, or however you say his last name. He has now released a 7-year plan for Marvel, which is also including Blade and the X-Men. And it looks like they might be looking at rebooting some of the MCU. So bringing the fan favourites back, because trying to expand it has not gone very well. Because, if you look at the comic books, and they do reboot all the time, consistently.
Yeah. So, and it's fine. I mean, that's, this is the third time round that we've seen Fantastic Four, but I think it's a problem. reboot shit. Like,
I
why
don't know.
not?
We'll see. I wouldn't mind because they announced the new Blade ages ago and have done nothing with it for a very long time.
Right.
They've announced who the new Blade is going to be, and I reckon it's been like 3 years since they've announced it, but it hasn't. They've done nothing with it. So,
Who's the new Blade going to be? I remember this.
who did they announce?
Was it Mahershala Ali?
Maybe.
That's what I just found.
New Blade.
Blade officially has been
him.
cancelled 2025. 30th of March, officially been cancelled supposedly.
Yeah, right. Well, then they've just announced that Blade is going to be included. So
Okay, so
I don't know how.
that's just like one YouTube video that I found that said it's going to be cancelled, so who knows. Yeah, I like Mahershala Ali. I think he's decent. He's very Wesley Snipes in his like expression and stuff. I could see it.
Yeah. So we'll see. Well then, that's a nice little segue because
Sure is.
Guess what's kicked off?
Yeah, you've
What
been
has
waiting
kicked
for it.
off?
You've been very excited for this. I really hope that you liked it. I'm excited to hear what you think.
Well then, the Fantastic Four First Steps has now been released, and obviously I've been very, very excited. So this
For sure.
is forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond. The Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus. Is it Galactus? He's a big bad. He's a big bad. We also get Galactus's daughter in that Marvel Rivals.
Did you skip the last end of that sentence because there was a word in there you couldn't read?
Oh no, I got sidetracked. but now looking at it, yeah. And his enigmatic Herald Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
and that's
It's pretty good.
enigmatic. It's fun. The Silver Surfer's back, which I didn't know. I didn't realize the
Technically-
Silver Surfer was back.
Technically, that's not the Silver Surfer though.
Okay, well, it's a Silver Surfer. Even though they don't
is
actually
a-
say Silver Surfer in this, they just have a silver person riding a surfboard.
Yeah, which I believe in the comic book lore that becomes the Silver Surfer's wife at some point.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously this is rebooting the Fantastic Four. We get to see them, I guess, a little bit of their origin. Would you call this an origin story? Because they kind of like, I liked how they.
It's 4
they didn't
years
really-
after the origin.
Yeah, they didn't really harp on, but because it's a reboot,
Yeah.
is it kind of?
I sort of recap how it happened in like before they go on TV for some. What was the scene? I forget. There was a guy just like the fated team who 4 years ago went to space and came back with powers or enhancements or abnormalities, whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of brushed over, which is fine because I don't need a full fucking 30 minutes of the show of them going into space and getting their powers before they actually get to doing the cool stuff with powers. I'm glad that
Yeah.
modern superhero movies are like, look, let's get past all that, get to the good shit, get the stuff we care about.
Yeah, and it's like we've done that a few times now, so I didn't mind that.
Same.
So we're getting into the life where they've established themselves. They're pretty much at celebrity status. Everyone knows who they are. We have obviously Reed Richards, and we have Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and also Johnny Storm. So our big Fantastic Four, they're going about their superhero tasks. And then we have Reed and Sue are trying for a baby, and then all of a sudden they do become pregnant, which is a bit of a catalyst and an emotional turning point in the story, which they are trying to, which comes in a little bit later. So as they're going about their superhero...
Go on,
No?
sorry. Keep going.
So as they're going about their superhero duties, we then get introduced to a mission that they have to go on, and then an appearance of the Silver Surfer comes in, and then that's where it sort of kicks off, and we get the introduction of Galactus, who is a world eater. So the Silver Surfer is a scout, and the way that she saved her planet was becoming a scout for Galactus and finding other planets for him to devour. And then the rest of the story is all about them trying to do a portal to be able to transfer Earth to another, I want to say dimension, but was it dimension or was it like different transport Earth to a different?
I think it's just different location because they were talking about how like, oh, we'll put it somewhere that's almost like similar, but because my brain went straight to what about the distance from the sun, and are you taking the moon as well, and what are the axis that gives us the seasons? Like you can't just place Earth in a different solar system. And like for a movie that tried to over-explain a lot of like science jargon, it didn't really think about all the little asterisks with transporting a planet.
No, so I thought that was just a plot device that they needed to do.
Of course.
Because, where it was like, we need to do something and we need to then carry on. So Galactus is this massive, massive being who has a unstoppable hunger. So he needs to devour planets to be able to like satiate
Insatiable.
That's the word I was looking for, but then I couldn't pronounce it and then I moved on.
Fair.
So,
It's a weird word.
So he's a very hungry man.
Yep.
And then we get the introduction. So as they come for a big face-off because they need to have that sort of big bad confrontation, he's like, oh, the child is able to take on my hunger and is then you need to give up your child. And then they're like, no, we're not giving up our child. And then everyone turns against him and then they introduce who the child is and be like, would you give up your child? Rah, rah, rah. So they was trying to pull that emotional heartstrings, but we didn't spend probably enough time with them, like, I don't know, going through the troubles of this. It was just kind of like...
Yeah, and the world hating them. They sort of brushed on a little bit. It was like people riding outside and stuff, and I kind of wanted to see more of like the world turning against superheroes. Then the world flip-flop right back to loving them again, fake-ass people.
Yeah. So there was many points which if they actually spent time on fleshing out, but I guess they had, an hour and 40-ish minutes?
144 from memory.
Something like that. So
credits.
like it's probably hard to do all those emotional beats in that time while also introducing us to a world building and for new superheroes. Although we do have like already pre-established knowledge of these heroes, we just on screen we still hadn't spent enough time with them to be like, oh no, like that's the emotional like story beat where just didn't quite hit. Also, Galactus, as like big and menacing as he is, I never really felt like he was over dominating or very like massive.
But that's
kind of threat.
But that's also because you know the plot. Like you watch this knowing how it's going to end. I don't know. That's what I mean when I said at the beginning. Like I did not enjoy this. I'm just so sick of knowing what's going to happen in movies and this kind of movie, superhero. It's why I can't get around superhero movies in general. And I think that's sort of like the overarching sort of reason why. They're all predictable. No one ever dies. Yes, I know how Avengers Endgame and all that goes, but like that's the last movie out of whatever it was, however many. It's just like there are no real stakes. There's a big bad. The big bad gets beaten. It's how it all goes. I just didn't that part. I was like, I don't care, and that's why I thought Galactus looked great. The voice really cool. I felt like it was, as a character, Galactus and Silver Surfer or Shala Bal, the fucking name was, one of my favorite two characters in this movie. I think that they did a really good job. I think Julia Garner, who we know from other things, but we watched her in that hotel one where she went and worked in like an outback Australian hotel.
Was that her? There you go.
Royal Hotel. I
didn't recognise her.
Yeah, fair. Well, she's Silver in this. So I thought she was really cool, but yeah, I think to come back to your point, I think Galactus felt lackluster to me because it just felt like another giant CGI big bad. Like it could have been a giant squid and it would have had as just as much impact.
Yeah, but they also just introduced him and it was like, he eats well. It's like I would have...
Why? How is he created? He's billions of years old. Sorry.
I'd rather spent like, I don't know, 3 or 4 scenes with like him actually destroying worlds. Like, how does he destroy the world? Does he just pop up and then eats it, or does he toy with them? He does, because it was just like, I'm here to eat your world. Well, I don't know that you can actually eat the world. Like, how do I know this?
And we saw the what do you call it? Like there's like a big grinder thing on the inside of the planet that they went to, like a big round fucking, almost like a burrow device that was like chewing the planet up. So does that then feed him? I don't really know. But you're right. Like, why couldn't they just explain a bit more about all that? But
yeah,
I also don't want this to be any longer. To me, it was the perfect length. I often think these movies fucking drag shit out too much. But this did a pretty good job, I think, time-wise. I don't know. Ups and downs.
I think they went too grand a scale of villain for this. Like, I would have preferred, I don't know, a lesser scale villain than like a universal planet eater.
But is this setting up Galactus as the next not Ultron? What's his name? Thanos.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a big bad.
Right. Which they could have done in 2 movies, I guess, but...
Yeah, but oh well.
Just to go other side of the coin, what I did really like, I didn't realize that Fantastic Four was set in like a different universe where it was like retrofuturism, like 1960s styling in a futuristic world with flying cars and stuff. I don't know much about the Fantastic Four or any of this shit. Really fucking cool setting. The set designs in this are amazing. I love the aesthetic. All the like retro blown out CRT TVs in like Times Square and stuff is really cool. I think I'm so sick of things being set in New York, by the way, but it's a side note. I think that like the setting and the retrofuturism of it all was fucking awesome. I love retrofuturism. That's why I love Fallout. I think it's a really cool way of looking at like alternate dimensions of Earth. What if this was the golden era and human progression, blah, blah, blah. It's really cool. Yeah, that's a huge plus for me.
Yeah, yes, I do agree. I also really like I guess the chemistry between all 4 of them. I thought they did quite well. Johnny and Ben were actually good fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt a little bit like, is it Johnny? Is Human Torch?
Yep.
It felt a little bit like Johnny. He had this little plot line where he himself felt underutilized. So when he finally had purpose with like deciphering the records, he was like, oh, here's my job. But it felt almost like we as an audience felt like he didn't have anything to do either. Like he felt a little underutilized. Yeah. I felt like in the original one, he was such more of like a eccentric, fun character. In the old garbage one from, what was that, 2012, whatever it was? What year was it? No. Oh, no, I forgot all about the second one, my bad. What was the first one?
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. 2005.
That's a while ago.
Wow. Is that how old it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt like those characters had more presence, especially, what was his name? Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. You know?
Yeah, he was good fun. But yeah, I don't know. Even, did you notice the Thing grew a beard?
Yeah, I thought his face was deformed.
No, he grows a beard.
He grows a rock beard.
Yeah, an artistic style for from the comic books.
Okay, it looked. The first time I noticed it, I'll be honest, I fell asleep at one point. And when I woke up, he had this like weird looking face, and I thought he'd been like in a fight or he'd been deformed, something had happened. But then I realized when it was closer shots later that it was his beard.
Yeah, because he couldn't use his angle grinder or whatever it was that he does to like trim
his beard.
Because they had to do the power outage to be able to get enough power.
Yeah.
But yeah, whoever was writing it didn't know many in-depth scientific terms. Like I would have preferred a more generic sort of like skip over this and then do like, I don't know, a montage of everyone building stuff rather than being like trying to explain stuff but then being like, I don't understand how that works.
Yeah. It's just technobabble. It's like a common theme you and I have talked about recently a fair bit actually, but same with Jurassic World Rebirth. They just technobabble, throw shit at us.
Yeah. But like, I still enjoyed it. Like, it didn't live up to as much expectation or hype that I had, but I still enjoyed this. Like, this is still by far the best Fantastic Four outing that we have had.
Oh yeah, I definitely disagree with that. I didn't dislike it. I can't get behind predictable stories that to me don't feel like they have any stakes. Which is, well, how else do you do superhero movies, I guess? Like, unless you're going to start killing superheroes, which isn't really a thing. But yeah, I didn't hate it. I like Pedro Pascal. I've never seen him and his wife in the same movie together. I think they had really good chemistry on scene as well. All the characters felt the way they should have felt. I think the acting's good and the set design, that's fantastic. The story was a bit lame, but whatever. It's fine. I didn't like it as much as Superman, but
who's Pedro Pascal married to?
Sue Storm. That's his wife.
Is it?
That's what I saw on TikTok. Vanessa Kirby. Vanessa Kirby is hold on, maybe it's not.
No.
Vanessa Kirby husband. Oh, maybe it's just people just talking about it. No, my bad then. Oh well. I literally saw videos of them like being all cutesy and shit, and everyone being like, "Oh, they're the perfect couple." I mean, that's just pointing out the fact that they should be a couple.
People are like, well, they're very close and touchy and feely.
Right. My apologies then.
Like on their press conferences, like from what we understand, apparently Pedro has social anxiety or whatever, and he uses his co-stars to help him in like the what's it called, the public image or whatever, the public settings. But then this is like Vanessa Kirby's currently pregnant. Yeah. And like they're very, very close, and then people like, they look super intimate.
Sure.
So they're all like, I think that's where your TikTok.
Yeah, must have been. There you go. Is he gay? Is there stuff about him? He's never really announced it. I'm looking at his. Would not surprise me, but also like it would probably hurt his reputation, because he's like he's like the biggest middle-aged heartthrob right now.
Yeah, right.
There's no confirmation about his relationship, romantic part, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, don't know.
Don't follow that side, but yeah, overall, still had a good time with it. Did have problems. I felt Galactus looked cool, but just I don't know, just underwhelming. Silver Surfer, cool. I liked Silver Surfer, but yeah, just I felt like they had too much to fit in and too many people to be able to have. Yeah, like why was Natasha Lyonne? Rachel Rosman was in it. She was like a love interest for The Thing, but she was barely touched on, and she's such a fucking good actor with so much screen presence. She has nothing in this. Because well, The Thing has like a love interest throughout like the comics and I remember that in the shows and even stuff. In the original crappy movie. Yeah, so I don't know. Some things underutilized. Still had a good time. Yeah, I didn't hate it. I liked it probably just as much as the other movie we watched this week. Like they're pretty close. Okay, I like this better than the other one we watched. I'll talk more about that when we get there. But yeah, I'm at a 3 on this. It's fine. It's not bad. It's just nothing super exciting. I had a good enough time with it. I didn't go on my phone at all. Did nap a little bit, but that's my fault for watching it so late last night. 3. I'm at a 3.5. Sure. Respectable. Still enjoyed. That's right. Oh, I should mention as well, this is a bonus week, so we're not doing punishment this week. This is just, we're watching 2 things because they're new and we want to see them, and then we'll do punishments next week. Forgot to mention that. Yeah. All right, well, then let's jump in. And I guess what would be my pick, because little bit of pretense. I loved Adam Sandler films growing up. Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey were my 2 like favorite. I watch anything they made. I didn't like Billy Madison. I still don't. I think that one is kind of shit. But you watched that later on in life. I watched it when I was like in
probably like high school, probably late high school, and I didn't find it funny. Was it more like uni? I forget. It's the one that I didn't watch growing up. And it's the one that I find the least funny now. So I think that says a lot in terms of like nostalgia connection. But yeah, Little Nicky, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, even like 50 First Dates, not 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates is great.
50 First Dates, that's the one. Yeah, sorry. I get confused with 50 First Dates sometimes and Shallow Hal. 50 First Dates, like that sort of romance where everyone's doing like Mr. Deeds, Big Daddy. When he's being really silly or not, I think I really like Adam Sandler, that era of Adam Sandler. Happy Gilmore 2 was my favorite out of all of them. I think this one also stands up the most. Like it's still a good movie now, whereas Waterboy is kind of like it's not good anymore. It's crossing inappropriate and uncomfortable. It's probably better in the 90s. But anyway, I can't say I was excited for this, but I wanted to see it to know if, the direction that we've gone, if it's a good thing, or, I was happy to go into it hating it, happy to go into it enjoying it. I'm somewhere in the middle. So Happy Gilmore 2. This is literally 30 years after Happy Gilmore 1, like in terms of the Happy Gilmore timeline, the Happy Gilmore cinematic universe. And it starts with like a recap of what's been going on in his life. He's had 4 sons and a daughter. His daughter's played by one of his actual daughters. One of Adam Sandler's actual daughters, I mean. The whole thing recaps how like 10 years ago while he was raising his daughters with his wife, he hits a ball in the middle of a game into his wife's head and kills her. So she dies.
It was quite unexpected.
Yeah. Within the first few minutes, because at the end of the first movie, he, becomes successful, gets the girl, becomes a golf pro. We find out he wins 6 championships total. He gets 6 golden jackets. And yeah, within the first couple minutes, they've killed his wife. He's lost all his mojo for golf. He's now like raising all his kids on his own. He's lost all his money, like all the things they set up for his success at the end of the first movie is all stripped away from him. And I was like, oh, that's kind of lame. And it becomes another movie where it's like, I've got to earn X amount of money before X date, or my wife's going to leave me, sort of shit. Like in this time, it's got to earn $300,000 to send my daughter to ballet school in France. Which is fine. Like, it's a tried and true method of plot device. And in this kind of movie, I'm okay with, dumb little plot device. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's the same fucking movie. He goes and gets back into golf. He's an alcoholic, which is a whole subplot as well, which is fine because, that's happened to celebrities and stuff, I suppose. Regular people too. He goes to play like a practice match with a bunch of Randys, who are like big name Randys in terms of the acting world. We've got what's her name? Hold on.
You got your mate. You always say he's always underutilized.
Yeah, Eric Andre. I love Eric Andre. Again, he has nothing in this. Margaret Qualley, who is Sue in The Substance, and she's just like playing golf in this. I love her so much. I keep forgetting her last name every time I think of her, but I love her so much, and it's just fine in this. Just doesn't do a whole lot.
Not enough to remember her last name.
But this sort of sets up, literally, this sets up sort of the biggest problem with this, but what I expected from Adam Sandler. The entire fucking movie is just cameos. It is every single scene. It's just how many people can we fit in this? And I don't know much about golf, but I imagine if you were into golf, there must have been hundreds of golf cameos because all the people sitting around that room when he's got the gold jacket meeting up and stuff, none of them could act, meaning to me, they're probably golfers that have been asked to come do some acting in Happy Gilmore too. There's a lot of people in this who are like commentators, who must be commentators from golf. The guy who's in his house, who's like neighbor, who they call, what was his name? Jackie or something or other. He's like a commentator / like host from like ESPN or some shit. I looked it up. He's playing himself. So a lot of this is just like cameo. We see people obviously we see all the time, like Rob Schneider, but we also see a lot of other, like Ben Stiller's back playing the same character. He's in the first movie, he's slave laboring the residents at an old folks home, and now he's slave laboring Alcoholics Anonymous, which is pretty funny. Steve Buscemi is like his neighbor who wants to pee in letterboxes. There's always like random cameos as it goes on. Eminem is in it.
Eminem.
Yeah.
He's the jackass guy's son.
Jackass, yeah, his son. It's really weird seeing Eminem. He's eaten by alligators. It's so weird.
And everyone's that whole scene was so bizarre. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh yeah, get him. And then everyone's like, oh, we've kind of killed someone, but play on. Everyone just what's his name? Travis Kelce is in it and does like probably the most amount. So the waiter, the guy that his caddy wants to kill, is Travis Kelce.
Bad Baby, what's his name? Who you talking about? The waiter who ends up being his caddy?
No, the waiter that his caddy wants to kill is Travis Kelce. That's
Travis Kelce, because the caddy is Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, who is what, a rapper or some shit?
Yeah, apparently a rapper.
He's in like Bullet Train, and I didn't know him either, really, but supposedly people were excited to see him in a movie like this, and he had a, like, for a character who I thought was nothing to begin with, he ended up having a pretty big role. It's the classic thing happened where a lot of the funny reveals were in the trailer that I was like, whatever. The buck teeth bust, like the statue of his head, that was in the trailer, and him falling over when he hits his first club again. That's predictable from to begin with, but still. But cameos aside, predictable story aside, sort of the same story as the first one aside, I actually found it pretty funny. I laughed a lot at Ben Stiller's character and how he was like running the sweatshop again. And Shooter McGavin is fucking hilarious. How he's been in a mental institution for 30 years and like he escapes and then throws coffee on the guy and...
Yeah, that whole scene was so bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad Shooter wasn't just the bad guy again. I'm glad he like had a redemption arc, because I think he's such a fun character that, give him more to do. His whole scene where they're trying to like amp him up and he's like putting his hand into like a gun again and like, come on, Shooter. And he's like, gets all like fired up again. It's funny as.
Nah, that coffee scene I still don't understand that whole plot device.
Post Malone's in it. I forgot to mention, for those who care about the plot, that another big part of the plot is that there's a second league of golf starting up that's called Maxi League, which is like if Gen Z tried to create golf.
They have Live Golf.
Live Golf, yeah.
It's a whole thing currently.
But this was like taken to another level where they had almost like American Gladiator style characters. There's a guy called Screech had a chainsaw and he didn't make the connection. There was a character called Screech and Saved by the Bell, and all his like groupies had Saved by the Bell Screech like signs and stuff. And a lot of it was really funny, like genuinely. But again, another thing they did a lot was they have a character from the first one. Oh, this is his son. They had a son for, like you said, the fucking jackass guy. They had a son for the big like oaf guy with a nail in his head. They had a son for, was it his son? The guy with the
Chubbs. So Slim Peterson. And
that was his son?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was a pretty like common trope, was like, oh, this character from the first one, this is his son.
Anyone they couldn't get back or who had passed away, they were like,
yep,
this is their son.
Yep. They even had Grandma make an appearance, but she was in like a kiss mask because that woman died years ago.
Yeah.
So it's but it's good Adam Sandler. Like I was talking to my partner the other day about the three eras. To me, the three different eras of Adam Sandler. You've got like his old ridiculous movies, then you've got him doing like romance for a long time when he was sort of that 51st Dates era. And now you've got Adam Sandler, like Dad Adam Sandler, where he's doing it's a mix of like him doing serious movies, like that spider in space movie we saw, and like Uncut Gems and stuff. But we're also seeing like, do you ever watch Blended?
Mm-hmm.
Blended with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, and it's like the two families and Terry Crews is in it. I love Blended. This reminds me of Blended. It's not quite as fun as Blended, I don't think, and it relies more heavily on references to the first and sort of the nostalgic connection plus cameos. But a lot of the humor is pretty similar. I think, you know, he's sort of finding his own in dad humor without. There is a little bit of like one of the main characters' whole joke is he has bad breath. And that's like, I got sick of that. But, you know, it's decent. I had a pretty good time with it.
Yeah, I was really enjoying it until the actual golf tournament, until they started at Maxi Golf. And I was like, this is going real ridiculous. Like, I was enjoying all the cameos. I thought it still had that sort of like ridiculous sort of Happy Gilmore, and then it went too far in the realm of like like silliness. The whole like
I agree that from then on it's at its weakest. Yeah, so like even his celebration where he gets to the golf club and like runs around and like starts thrusting the golf stick everywhere, and then his sons are doing it as well. Like, the sons are as well. The sons are fucking so funny.
It's so chaotic.
And I appreciated that, like, it could have been so easy to be like, they've lost their mum, these boys become unruly, and they're just like obnoxious little assholes. Like you know, that trope that just boys together, boys be boys, and they become assholes. But they're really warming, they're really nice, they're respectful to their dad and their sister, they treat her really well, they treat each other really well. They're just like rambunctious and silly, but they're not rude. And I really appreciate those characters because of that.
That whole scene where the car's not starting and they're like all punching the car.
Yeah. And Buscemi comes up. It's like, what are you doing? This is a family affair. That's what I mean. There's a lot in this that's funny. Because I watched it and I was like, 2.5. And then I was talking to my wife about it and I kept thinking about funny moments that happened. And I was like, you know what? It's actually funnier than I thought.
Yeah, it was funny until the tournament. Like I thought it was real funny until then.
It's too long. It's too long. A movie like this shouldn't be longer than hour 30. That's full stop. Like
the whole, you've got the ligament that's been cut, and that's why you can hit it further.
Yeah, I like that.
So, but then they would like did the extra rotation, and like they CGI'd the extra torque and the twist.
Yeah.
And the look backs, and it's all right.
Yep.
And then his other daughter was in
AA
Alcoholics. Yeah, with him.
Yeah.
And his wife was in it as well.
Yeah, she was like the dance teacher, whatever she was.
Monica.
Yep. Yeah. Which again is fine. I didn't like that you've got her daughter in AA, who to me their daughters look identical. If someone told me they're identical twins, I'd 100% believe them. And you got one daughter who's living with him, then one daughter who's at AA, and they do mention the fact that you remind me of my dad and blah blah blah. Like, there's a little joke about that. But first time you see her, I'm instantly reminded that's his daughter playing it, and sort of takes me out of the fact that they're meant to be strangers. But again, it's a fucking Adam Sandler film. Why do I give a shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I still enjoyed it relatively well. People were having like full parties and stuff for it.
Oh wow, like, really?
I'm down. Watch parties and stuff. Yeah,
right.
It was pretty crazy.
I had a pretty good time, and I would watch this again. You know, that's to me saying a lot about. There's a lot of garbage comedy that comes out that's just, you know, straight to streaming services that you watch it once, like have you laugh and move on. But I'd watch this again.
Yeah, I don't know. I still had a reasonable time with it.
Yeah.
It was better than his last. What was that, bar mitzvah? You're not invited to.
Yeah, I still think I was more of, you know, for his daughter, which is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't very good. Well. What do we give that? Let me have a look.
I don't think we gave it anything good.
Mitzvah. Oh shit.
I think it's like bat mitzvah. Like
bat. You're not invited to my bat mitzvah. We both gave it a 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which tracks?
What would you give this one?
Slightly more than a 3. Like
Okay.
3.25. That's a thing. That's not really a thing, but if I have to give it, it's close to a 3.5 than a 3, if I'm honest. Like it's somewhere around there. It's not quite a 3.5 because I wouldn't say it's good. But it's entertaining and I had a fun time.
Right. Yeah, fair. I'm at a 3. Like I still had quite a good time, but it was just like wasn't quite there. Lost me at the end, which is disappointing.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It does definitely teeter off. And the last probably half an hour is not very entertaining. That's when it becomes just cameo slop.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Spaceman, that's the other one we saw. Spaceman.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that movie. I gave it a 3.5. You gave it a 3. You know what? I'll give this 3.5. Fuck it. 3.5. Fuck you. Makes it 3.25 from both movies today.
Oh, cool.
All right. And next week, we'll actually do Punishment Week. And what you pick for punishment? Tell the people.
So, back in my younger days, there was a movie. It was peak Steven Seagal. So Pete Steven Seagal was in this movie, and he teamed up with a very unlikely person that I ever thought would both be in a movie together. It's called Half Past Dead, and it is none other than Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Ja Rule and Steven Seagal. And Steven Seagal wears, I don't know what they're called, but it's like a bandana.
It's like a do-rag.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, like a... Yeah, do-rag, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly a do-rag, but yeah.
Yeah, and I have watched it, and God, I laugh.
I've never seen it.
It's a cracker.
It looks shit.
It is peak Steven Seagal.
I hate the guy. It's a do-rag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pictures now.
It's so good.
Yeah. But good pick because it's kind of movie that I'd never watch on my own. So
No. And all the villains are named, they're the 49ers, and it's 49er 3.
Wow.
For 49er 6.
God damn. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I'm somewhat excited.
And like some people don't even get names, they're just called the FBI agent. Like they're never referred to as by a name. They're just like that FBI agent.
Oh, how mysterious.
It's so
how
good.
enigmatic.
Yeah. It's funny. But,
Cool. I'm excited.
Anyway, you know what to do. Listen on Spotify, Apple Music, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. 5-star ratings, and
Most importantly,
tell your friends. Tell
your
them all.
friends. You know what? Actually
see.
tell your friends. Go tell your friends. Actually tell them this time. Just listen and laugh along. Actually tell your friends. Go find a friend and be like, hey, you like Fantastic Four? This is my friends think about it. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Tell them all. We'll see you guys next time.
Love yous.
Boys.